Happy New Year.
For the third time.
I know,
And
for the third
cheers.
time. Cheers. We'll
right.
cheers you as often as
That's
we
right.
need to.
And why?
Okay, wait. I
What
didn't
that
think
mean?
she got a chance to finish. I see you and hear you. Yay. Who else? LaDawn. It's working.
It's working. It's working.
So this is the funny thing. Well, it's really not funny. It's frustrating,
Right.
as you can imagine. But when you go on your computer and you go into the Wi-Fi settings, network settings, you have the ability to see what network your computer's using. And if you have Wi-Fi at home, it typically automatically connects to Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
But we have an Ethernet cord that we would prefer to plug in, which is what we did last week and the week before that in Belize. Works beautifully, like smooth sailing. I don't know why, but this time it kept popping back to the
Something
networks
else.
that weren't connected. So Paul said, what if you hit the minus sign
rid of
on
those
each
other
one,
things.
get rid of all of the other 4 possibilities, and we'll see if it stays connected.
And you know what?
And you're saying you can hear,
so you can see
Happy
and hear
New
us, but
Year.
sadly we're out of time. So.
No,
No, we're not. I'm
Well,
kidding.
and I'm
All
so
right.
glad that we could try to go up as quickly as we possibly could. So funny. Correct, Judy. Wi-Fi versus Ethernet. Yeah. And I'm on Ethernet, but
All the time.
as I said, it just kept
It just-
popping back.
right.
Anyway, we should be good to go.
Had a mind of its own.
Yes, it did.
Cheers.
Cheers again. Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Mhm.
We hope this is to a great 2021 for everybody involved.
Yes.
And now we kind of have to remember what we said that they didn't hear that we can say again.
Ah,
It was important.
it was.
Yes, it was very important.
Well, I think that you wanted to talk about our sponsor.
I do.
I made a choice today.
Okay. You guys know who that sponsor is and what
Mhm.
there were so many of you who wrote to me and said, I'm going to get this for New Year's so that I can eat my kettle popcorn while I'm binge watching.
Mhm.
So that's our sponsor right there. And if you end up going to cornykettlers.com to get some of that wonderful popcorn, you use the code JUDY at checkout and you'll get 15% off. Now, while I'm showing you a variety of the popcorn that we've tried, in addition to all these different flavors, there's cookies and cream. And Paul said, we're putting in
We
a
have to
new
do that.
order for
Mhm.
5 more bags. Deborah. Popcorn, yes. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that, Deborah. I'm glad you guys stuck with us. We really appreciate that, and we apologize for the mess. Oh, Glenna, I just ordered 5 more bags. Did you order 5 completely different flavors this time, Glenna, or did you get 5 of the ones that you loved before? Because we want to try the cookies and cream,
Yes.
and we want to try the kettle cake.
Yes.
And we love the sweet jalapeno, the cheddar, the white cheddar. We haven't tried any of
We love
the
we love the kettle.
blue raspberry, but I think Glenna said she was getting the cocoa this last time that
Okay.
she was placing
Oh,
an
yeah,
order. So
that'd be
I
good.
think that would be really good too. Yeah. So anyway, that's our sponsor, and we just want to thank them so much because they are here in the United States of America.
Yep.
They're based in Virginia, and they have a moose and a wolf as their logo, and neither one pertains to where they live or the actual animal, but pertains to the type of doggies
Their
they
dog's
have
names,
and the
yeah.
names that they have. So the wolf and the Alaskan husky.
Now,
So
my
it's a great
question,
story and it's
my
a family
question
business.
that I want all of our audience to work on.
Okay.
This flavor
Yes.
is what I would call caramel.
Yes, I think you did
so,
get caramel.
So is it caramel or caramel?
Oh.
And then, so that's going to be the debate for the day.
It's the one that gets stuck in your teeth.
It doesn't bother me at all.
I know. Paul really likes the sweet,
Mhm.
but it is really, really good. You can't go wrong. And I put the code and the link to the cornykettlers.com site so that you can go back and order some if you'd like to, or if you haven't even tried it.
And yes, if you put Paul in, you get 0 discount.
Just put in Judy
Put in Judy.
at the checkout. For the
So what do you
discount.
think? Were you a caramel or caramel?
Caramel.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I don't know where
caramel.
caramel.
And yet it has an A, CARAMEL. So it probably, caramel is
I'm going
probably
with caramel.
right. The debate rages on.
Anyway, so that's the Corny Kettlers, and we appreciate them.
And because you're treating yourself to kettle corn popcorn,
Mm-hmm.
you should also be tuning in
Oh, that's right. That's
to
what we do.
HSN, because I finally have a date as their newest health and wellness ambassador. I'm going to be going on air with some kind of good for you products, or at least products that will help improve the quality of your life. And Copperfit is one of those brands. They've been represented on HSN for well over 4 years. Annika has done a beautiful job kind of conveying what the company is all about. But she's gotten very, very busy, and she's got a personal life coach business.
Oh.
And so she's really, it's been great for her. So I wish her the best of luck. It's kind of exciting to see, what everybody's doing and what they do that then launches them into the next chapter. So anyway, that'll be my first appearance will be on Tuesday morning. Yes, in the 9 a.m. Eastern time hour. I don't know exactly when. So my dad said, "Oh, that means I have to sit and watch the whole hour." I said, "Yep." So that's Eastern time. It is live. So out on the West Coast, it would be somewhere between 6 and 7 a.m. But I'm very excited, and I would love to know that you're tuning in and supporting my efforts as the health and wellness ambassador.
Indeed.
For 2021.
That's a fancy name.
Isn't that?
I don't have a title like that.
No? I'll help you make one up. Because I just made up mine.
You did?
They didn't give it to me.
Health and Wellness Ambassador.
Yeah. I'm going to put that after my name now. That's my title. So that's exciting.
More big news.
More big news.
So we were attempting to do a dish that I painted myself into the corner, saying that I wanted to do.
Do you remember this last week?
Yes, the chicken marsala.
Mm-hmm.
So I came up with a recipe, and we did it, and it was very good.
Delicious. So let me show you just a little bit of that video, because actually, kind of in honor of my going on HSN and launching on Tuesday, I'm going to upload this video on Tuesday as well.
Okay.
So instead of tomorrow
Monday?
morning, I think I'll do it at 10 a.m. because that'll be right after my show on HSN. So I'll launch this video right afterwards. So you can have all Judy all the time. I'm kidding. No one would want that. But let me show you the video.
I want that.
It's cute. It's really cute. If you're ready to go, we're ready to go. And we've got a great recipe planned for you today. And guess what? Mr. DC is apron one.
Thank you.
Woo!
It's nice to be back.
And therefore, by default, I am apron two. But tell us what we're going to make, because I've been requesting it for 5 years?
Yeah, basically, one of our favorite restaurants to frequent, just because they make the best marsala sauce in the world, is Carrabba's. And we've gone there many, many times. We get that every time that we go. And I kept threatening to learn it, and I painted myself into a corner, so now I have to try it.
Sometimes we've even come home with it just as a side that we can put on our own meals.
That's true. So it's either going to be a great success or a spectacular flame-out failure.
Because we're trying it for the first time.
We never practice.
Yeah.
Which
it's always fun to see how it'll turn out.
But let's first tell them what they need.
Okay, so you talk about the amount of the ingredients, and I'll show what you talk about.
Okay, first, we're going to need 4 tablespoons of butter.
Oh, all right. So that's the first thing. In the
order.
order. So I've got a half a stick here. I'm going to be cutting this in half. There you go. Leave you in suspense.
No, but it was delicious, and I'm still tweaking it in my mind for the second time that I do it.
Yeah.
I only used the regular white sliced mushrooms. I might add portobellos the next time. That'll deepen the color a little bit.
And I was going to say the same thing, that not only adding those mushrooms, but letting them brown a little bit more in the pan. And then it doesn't call for flour, the recipe that we did, but we thought maybe next time we would thicken it up just a little bit, and we're going to use gluten-free flour. So thanks to LaDawn, I know about gluten-free flour.
So we will report
she also
back
cooks
to you,
yeast-free.
But the flavor was spectacular. In fact, we had leftovers last night of it, and it was really, really good.
We love our leftovers.
Oh, speaking of that, I know I'm going off script.
A little bit, but I'll remember. I'll get back to it.
Okay, we don't have a script. So one of our other places we like to frequent in our little town here is called the Daiquiri Shack. And so one of the waitresses at the Daiquiri Shack has a 10-year-old son.
Cash.
Named Cash.
It's fabulous.
And he loves cooking. And he's apparently pretty good at it.
He's 10.
10
so
years
you know
old.
what his uncle got him for Christmas? A professional knife set and an apron that has inscribed Chef Cash with the
The
dollar sign. So she showed us pictures, and he happened to be at the restaurant yesterday with her, just waiting for one of their neighbors to pick him up to go home because she was still working.
And we were talking recipes with him. I'm
He's
telling you.
so funny. And you know the cutest thing? So she said to us, his mom, the waitress said to us, oh yeah, when you walked in the door, Cash said, oh, those are those cooking people. She said, go over and say hi. She's like,
He was a little shy.
and then when we started talking about cooking, opened
opened
right
right
up.
So-
oh, my favorite to do is chicken piccata. And then he said, oh yeah, I like chicken marsala. And this is the way I like to do the chicken. And then I had no measurements.
No,
You know what I mean? Just this and then this and then this.
It's fun to hear 10 years. And I had a little sherry.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we were talking to the mom, and
The
we
mom,
might want to
Tracy.
have him as our third apron one day.
Yeah.
So you might see an up and coming.
Wouldn't that be
He
cute?
will end up a professional chef. There's no doubt in my mind.
Oh, I know.
10 years old, he's into it. She says he does steaks all the time on the grill.
Yeah.
So anyway, we may be introducing you to a second or third apron chef.
A third chef.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I said, well, you know what we could do? Have him bring his Chef Cash apron, and then we'll put the In the Kitchen with Paul and Judy apron over it. And then during the video, we'll reveal who he really is, and we'll make him the star of the show. He'll be apron 1, and we'll be 2 and 3, following a faraway second and third. But anyway, we thought that would be really fun. But speaking of that, I thought it might be helpful for you guys, for those, only because you know, when you have experience with people who give you information or they have a question about something, I think to myself, maybe other people have that same concern or question or frustration. So I decided to take a look and walk people through, not on a computer, but 90% of you are using a phone or a tablet mobile device in order to be able to watch shows and watch videos. So I said, I'm going to give a little quick tutorial on a mobile device as to how you can watch the videos. So this is actually my home screen, and you see what the YouTube app looks like. So this should take away the fear for you of going to YouTube, because as you know, it's free to use the YouTube app. It's free to subscribe to our channels. We'll talk about that later. But after you click on the YouTube app, you're going to see something that comes up on your screen. It's not going to be this. It might even be a video that's running. My dad said, I don't want to go to that app. Who is this? I got to get out of this. I said, Dad, be patient. Go into the upper right-hand corner and look for the magnifying glass. When you click the magnifying glass, you'll then be able to, you'll see this kind of screen. And in the upper area where I've circled in red, all you have to do is type in what you're searching for. Once you've done that, let's just say that something is up there that you don't recognize, and you want to go type for the chicken marsala, for instance. Where is it? Let's type in the kitchen with Paul and Judy. So that's what I did in the search engine up at the top, or the search bar. And then on your phone, lower right-hand corner in blue, it'll say search. When you click search, it takes you right to the channel. And then all you have to do is scroll down with your finger, and you'll see all of the different videos that we've done. And more than likely, since Swiss cheese chicken was the last one we did, episode 22, chicken marsala, is going to show up in the first position.
And that's going to be fun.
So I hope that really helps you get a good idea of how easy it is. But when you get to the YouTube app, if there's something running on it, don't be afraid of it. Don't run from it.
It's an ad.
It's an ad. Just go up to the magnifying glass, click it, and then search for what you want. You'll see, and even if it's a name, maybe you want to search Paul and see his latest gemstone video, just search his name in that same search bar.
Exactly. And we were talking, the general, Judy's dad, threw it on the phone. And I said, well, that's an ad. You can see something that says skip the ad, and then you're on your merry way.
Yep. Well, that's true too, because if a video comes up and you start playing it and you see an ad and you think you're in the wrong spot, in the lower right-hand corner, it'll count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, skip ad. Just click skip ad at that point. Now, maybe I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, but there could
Some
be
people get
a
intimidated
person
by it, I
who
think.
really doesn't know how to work it. So I just thought that would be kind of helpful.
I don't even know how to get it on YouTube yet. I have a channel.
Speaking of that, let's show your channel.
Yes. So episode, I think I'm 42. No,
Episode 42.
I think that's what it is.
or you're 42 years old?
No, not 42 years old. My calf is definitely almost 61. Anyway, yeah, thank you guys, by the way. We're over 700 subscribers on Paul DC Gemstones.
719 as of today. So congratulations.
Thank you guys. I appreciate every single one of you.
And this week's featured gem, which just uploaded yesterday, is Lapis.
I love that you caught the thing that said Lapis not turquoise. Because I was actually said, oh, and it's turquoise. And I'm thinking, this isn't turquoise. I had to write Lapis.
So that was the way you corrected it?
Yeah.
All right, here we go, guys.
So today's lesson is a gemstone that is very near and dear to my heart. It is called Lapis Lazuli. And the reason I say it's very near and dear to my heart, if it wasn't for that gemstone, I might have never taken one course in the Gemological Institute of America. So first of all, what is lapis? Well, lapis is technically a rock. So it is a rock comprised of a certain number of elements. So we have lazurite, we have calcite. That's a white. You see white veining in there. That's from the calcite. You have sodalite, which is very similar, and with all of that blue that is in the lapis. And you also sometimes will have other minerals like pyrite, which is also known as marcus. Whether it's in the rough like you're seeing on the screen now, or whether you see a polished piece, the one that looks like an opaque, beautiful sapphire with none of those other inclusions, not the white streaking and not any of that pyrite, that's going to command the best price. So nice. Yes, and Judy was saying off camera, I said
Lapis lazuli is the way that I was.
And I remember lazuli and all these other things. Yeah. But then when I realized that lazurite is the main color inducing,
I think it's tomato, to be honest with you. No, I really do.
No, I'm just explaining
because
myself.
Depending on where you go in the world and where it's mined, everybody's going to say it a little bit. And that's why I think some people just say, that stone lapis. They don't even bother with the lazuli.
And by the way, a lot of people that are subscribers on my YouTube, and again, subscribing is free. So now I got to get to 800. I'll never catch Judy, but I'm going to keep trying.
I'll show mine in a minute because I didn't show you where my channel is.
But what was I going to say?
Sorry.
About when I talked about commanding the best price. Mm-hmm. I'm getting a ton of questions from people, and some of the people who subscribe are actually stone dealers. But I get a ton of people saying, where can I sell and all this.
Yes.
The reality is that right now, it's a fantastic time to buy gems. It's not a very good time to sell gems.
Yeah.
Because it's really the market is not strong right now.
Right.
So it's a good time to be buying gems, not a great time to be selling them.
Okay, wait a minute. We just froze. Oh, well, at least on my end we did.
Yeah.
Let me see what's going on.
Are you still seeing us?
We're only connected to that, so I'm hoping that was just a blip in our screen and not yours.
All right, now moving on to Judy's. Are you up to 1,400 plus now?
Yes. Want to see where it is?
Yes.
Okay. So 1,400. I always think the 14K kind of makes it look really big, but it's not an M. It's a K for 1,000, not M for million. Yeah. But that's my goal. But anyway, here's the channel. And if you click on playlists, once you get to the channel, of course, it's going to look different if you're using your mobile device. But on a computer, the playlists are like a tab at the top. And then you can go wherever you want to. And tomorrow, in the kitchen with Paul and Judy is going to be chicken marsala, and that's where you will find it.
And it was a pretty quick recipe.
Yeah, to make it.
Yeah.
Not to edit it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just being honest. I'm going to have to farm that part out to people eventually.
It's like when we were talking to our little 10-year-old chef Cash, and he asked about editing. I'm like, I'll talk to Judy.
Yeah. No, it's funny because I always think, okay, we shot the video. Now I need to edit it. Once I sit down, you can't drag me away from the computer. I really love it, but I'm such a perfectionist.
I have to open a bottle of red wine just to lure her away from the computer.
And even then I'm like, just bring me the glass. No, we have a good time. It is really fun to do. And we just enjoy it so much, and we enjoy the feedback that you bring to us, which is why we always say in the videos, please subscribe. It's free to do, but it encourages us, helps us along the way to continue to produce them. So,
and this is something
that's why we ask.
I will have to admit, sort of the silver lining to this COVID crap, if I can call it COVID crap.
I think that's allowed to be said on Facebook.
The silver lining is that we've been having fun, partially because you've been sending us some of those recipes, or we've done some on our own. But now we're not eating out as much, even though we're open for business in Florida to eat out. We don't eat out as much as we used to.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the silver lining. And we're now having some favorites that we keep going back to.
Yeah.
Just like we have a taco night, or we have, now it's going to be, I got to have another chicken marsala.
Or a salmon night.
Yeah.
That's always one of my favorites. Yep. So, or the Swiss cheese chicken, or the chicken with Parmesan. So it's fun because, and I know that I'm hearing that from other families too. You're cooking at home more, you're experimenting more, you're spending more time with your families. And who knows what the new normal was going to be, if this is the new normal, or if it's going to be some kind of version of it. But I don't know, the whole New Year's resolution about a positive spirit is the best.
I don't think that this sheltering in place
do a tutorial on putting your videos on television.
Oh, that's you did that, didn't you?
Well, I did a video on how you can watch them on your smart TV. Is that what you're talking about?
I think so.
Or are you talking about a behind the scenes as to how I edit? That would be laborious, Jane, to try to show you. But yeah, clarify what you mean, and I'll see if I can make that happen.
If it's about the smart TV, and that's a great question, because Judy brings this up all the time. How can you exercise if you're looking at a little device? And so most televisions these days are smart TVs.
Yes.
Which means they have different applications on them. One of them would be YouTube. So just like you don't need any, you don't have to join YouTube to watch it. So you can go to YouTube, type in Judy Kroll, style, and you will see her. You can watch all the videos on a big TV.
Right. Exactly. And it's really basically, I was going to see if I could find this for you again, but it's basically the same thing on your TV as it is on your mobile device. So when you go to your smart TV, you're looking for that same YouTube app, and then in the very next page, you'd go back up to that magnifying glass and you'd type in what you wanted to find, and then it goes from there. So, but yes, I did do a video on how to watch because you know what? Depending on where your TV is, you could even watch the recipes on a smart TV if you have viewing access in your kitchen to what we're doing, and you could do it at the same time. That could be kind of fun.
Yeah.
So there are pretty easy ways to do that.
But you did.
Sadly, our TV is not on the cusp of being smart. So you just stick to your mobile device then, I guess, Chris.
Yes.
I'm glad I showed how that could be done too, pretty easily.
Yeah, we're from the South. We got dumb TVs.
Who are you trying to be there?
I don't know.
You just made up a character?
It's a kind of Southern accent. Kind of like, who was the guy?
Oh, who is Larry the Cable Guy?
Larry the Cable Guy.
That's who I'm thinking of.
We've had as a guest.
You could give him a run for his money.
Tim Wilkins, who knows him. I mean, Tim's a comedian, so we need to have him on again. He's so funny.
His video lives on my Facebook channel too, because we did. There are a couple of playlists on Facebook videos, just like there are playlists that you can create on YouTube. And I created a playlist on my Facebook videos called Guests on Sunday Funday. So Tim is on there, as is Dan Wheeler and Dave King and Dallas Prince. And
we had a couple
Heather Hall and Kimberly Wells. We had so many people.
We had a couple. Who were our repeat guests? He was one.
Tim?
I think he
Wilkins?
was one. Yeah.
I don't know. We had Jennifer Kirk.
Yeah.
We had Tony Bratton. Kimberly Wells was on twice.
Twice, yeah.
Yep. Because she was launching the Jambu shoe brand on HSN. Right. So we talked about that. I don't remember somebody. We had, I know. We had Paul Kelly on, my original QVC morning show host. And we had Ellen Langus. And we surprised Ellen with Paul coming on. And I popped him up on the screen. I said, Ellen, look who's here.
And then,
that was fun.
Dave King.
Yep.
Once or twice?
He was on just once, I think.
Okay.
Mhm. And as I said, Dan Wheeler. So they're always fun. We're always kind of reaching out. As I say, I have people in the wings that I have requests of.
And Kathy we had here.
Kathy
at the
Levin.
house, yeah.
Yes, she was on our show too.
Because she happened to be doing something on
HSN. Yes, with Nutrisystem. And that was before the whole COVID shutdown happened. So she was still able to go into the studio. She was still able to come over to our house, and everything was kind of business as usual back then. That must have been January or February of last year.
Yeah.
It's weird to say 2020 is last year.
Good riddance.
Yeah, we're kind of glad to be able to say that, though. Thanks, Susan.
We're thankful. We had a good 2020, all things considered.
Yeah. Well, I think we all had to hang in there because there's really no other option.
Oh, and
one foot in front of the other.
Here's
right?
another thing, and I don't know if this is just a. Obviously, I'm riffing right now, but I don't know if this is just one of those.
We had her on, Chris. Go back and look at the video on Facebook. You'll find it in Guests on Sunday Funday on my Facebook channel.
So I don't know if this is one of these urban myths or conspiracy theories or whatever, but I was speaking to somebody today who said that if your blood type is O, you might have a natural immunity, or at least a bigger defense against the COVID-19 virus.
This was something that one of the basketball guys had learned.
So I don't know if any, and he
have
actually,
you heard of that?
He said he knows he doesn't have O because he had the virus.
Oh,
Joe.
Really? Joe, yeah.
Yeah, because he works at the one of the jails.
Local prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's fine now, obviously.
Yeah,
but,
good.
But he's the one that said that he had heard from his daughter, I think it was, that apparently people with O. So I don't know if any of you heard that. Yeah.
Is there such a thing as O negative, or is it just A positive and negative, B positive and negative, and O period?
I'm not positive.
I'm O. So I don't know.
So I don't know. I don't know if anyone's heard that. I haven't done any research on that, but it's just something randomly that I heard this morning.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I've asked Lisa Robertson a couple of times, but she's kind of tough to get a hold of.
She's very busy.
She's a busy girl. Yeah. And I think she's still planning a cruise or multiple cruises this year. So, yeah, she was on. She was so much fun. So we're going to keep kind of doing things virtually if we can. But I have 3 or 4 other people lined up.
I'm happy. She's O. I
am too.
I don't even know my blood type, which is that bad? I don't know.
Probably.
Cynthia never heard that. Well, I just never heard it until today. So who knows?
Yeah, good suggestion. Her invitation is out there. It's in the mail. It's on the airwaves.
Oh, so she heard it too.
So there is an O negative. Okay, so there's the answer. There's positive and negative on O as well as A and B. And then AB. There's also an AB.
What's with the positive and negative?
I don't know. I don't know. Just different strains. Strains of blood. Makes a difference if you need a transfusion.
Yeah, I guess so. But
it's probably on a passport.
One of them is universal, though, right?
Do we have a blood type on our passport?
I don't think so. I mean, if you had a medical, I guess I could check with the doctor. I must have had blood taken sometime or another.
Yes, you have.
But no, but that's a good point, because I know there's one that's like a universal donor, right?
I thought it was O. I thought it was O. I really did. I thought
you could help me even if I don't have O.
Oh, that I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't even play one on TV. So Cynthia heard about A. So you heard about A being one of the ones that also meant that you had an immunity to it, or you've just heard of A blood type? Oh, there she goes. There was Sherry put up a link. So since I can't leave that up on the screen and people can't really copy it down, go to the comments at the end of the video, scroll through, and all the links that we're putting up, or even that Sherry just put up, you can click on it and it'll take you to that particular link. So that's something to keep in mind if you wanted to. So Laura has a husband who's O positive. O is the most universal.
Okay,
yeah, that's what I have heard too.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's one that you can give to anybody of any blood type.
I just remember there was one of the types that I remember weird random facts from like second grade. But one of them is more of the universal blood donor. That can be given to more people than just the exact blood type.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, we have to go back to school to learn that.
I'm done with school.
So Jane says, I do think blood type should be on our doctor license. Right? I know. And on our passports. Because if you're traveling overseas and somebody doesn't know your blood type, of course, I guess if you get into a hospital, they'll take your blood and they'll find out. I don't know. I mean, again, I'm just guessing. Well, I am so glad that we were able to come back.
Finally,
And all of you hung
yes.
in there with us. I feel so bad when it doesn't start out well. It's like your favorite show being on TV and then it gets canceled or it gets preempted
Right.
by something. You're like, oh, that's my favorite show. I waited all week for that. Not that you wait all week for
Breaking news.
for ours. But
Paul and Judy won't be on.
yeah,
today.
they're having internet issues again.
But very importantly, it's Brie Day.
Ah, yes. We even have a video on that.
Do you still have two, or did you get rid of the other one?
I think I finally deleted it because I don't know what happened, but it was another probably technical difficulty, and one of the microphones didn't work or something. I don't remember. I did have it on sitting on the computer. I used 4 different camera sources, so that's the editing that I'm doing. Is editing things in. That was the first one.
Right.
Yeah,
So
that's still on.
still on.
Yeah, that's still on YouTube.
It will
And
live in
actually, it's on Facebook, and I think there have been over 38,000 views on that particular
Watching
video.
Paul slam a Brie on the floor.
Oh, and it was really like this slow motion. No.
Let's not show that one to Cash. He holds us in high esteem right now, Chef Cash.
We don't want to ruin it. I can't wait for you to meet him. That'll be really fun to introduce
I'm
you
still
to
waiting
this kid.
for
He's a
Robert
doll.
Irvine to reach out to me because I've mentioned him a couple of times.
Why don't you call him? He could be a guest on Sunday Funday, even virtually.
I think he has a place around here somewhere.
I think so too.
Yeah.
We saw him at the airport one
a
time.
lot of times,
yeah. Every once in a while. Thank you very much, Karen. I'm very, very excited. That's on HSN at 9 a.m. Eastern time, or in the 9 a.m.
Sometime,
hour.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't want you to tune in and say she promised, and then I don't come on until 9:55 in that hour. But thank you. I'm glad to know you'll be there.
That'll be fun. Yeah. I will be watching.
You will?
Of course.
Don't make me nervous.
All right, I won't be watching.
I'm kidding. It'll be the launch.
Yes, she still gets nervous.
After 30 plus years
Yeah.
in television.
I'm talking about when we go live on this show.
No, I'm just always fidgeting. And you know why. Because look what happened at the beginning of the show. It's almost like, what is it? The theory that if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. Yeah, that's not Pavlov. Or is that Pavlov's thing? No, that's the dog thing. I should quit while I'm behind. What's that theory?
I don't remember what it's called.
Come on, you guys. I'm waiting for it. What is it? Remember you from way back at QVC? Oh, thank you. We appreciate that. What is that theory?
I know what you're talking about.
I can't remember. Anyway, I'll think of it right after the show's over. Post a reminder on your page. Okay, I will, Chris. That's a good idea. Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
That's it. Thank you, Brenda. Woo! Now we can sign off comfortably. That was going to drive me crazy.
All right, I have some breeing to do.
Okay. Have a great day.
Yes.
I have some editing to do so that I can upload that video. Chicken marsala on Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern
I'll
time.
set the timer for
7
1 hour.
Pacific.
Then you have to have red wine and brie.
Take a break. Bye, you guys. Love you.
Thank you.